Today in court, prosecutors called Eric Frein an assassin who targeted law enforcement with the hopes of sparking a revolution. Frein is accused of killing a Pennsylvania state trooper and injuring another outside the Blooming Grove barracks in 2014. In a high-profile case like this, the defense strategy is key. For some insight into what might be going into defending Eric Frein, we're joined now by NBC10 legal analyst Enrique Latoison in our Breaking News Center.
Enrique, there seems to be a lot of evidence in the case against Frein. We've got video from the scene, a letter to his parents, and then police found him hiding weeks later. You are a defense lawyer. How would you defend him?
Well, I actually would not defend a guy like this. But for the record, what you're going to have in a case like this where you have someone where you definitely know this guy is going to be found guilty, there's an overwhelming amount of evidence. And what did he do? He sat there and he got innocent people coming out of a barracks and attacked them with an ambush style. So what happens is, really, this is really about the second phase. He already knows that he's going to be found guilty. But, you know, when you look at the Dylan Roof trial, when you look at the Boston bomber trial, what they tried to do was they tried to put up a defense where they were doing their job, but basically they were trying to gear up for the second phase, which is going to be the death penalty phase. So pretty much in this particular case, I think the defense is not going to try to waste the jury's time. They only spent 6 minutes on their opening statement. They're going to try to put themselves in a position to be able to argue to a jury later to save that credibility, to try to ask for them not to give him the death penalty.
You might have just answered this question too, in terms of wasting time. Today we learned that Frein is not going to take the witness stand. You know, what goes into that decision?
Well, underneath the law, the defense does not have to put on the defense. They're not required by the law to put on anyone to do anything, to present any witnesses or evidence whatsoever. Now, you know, in this particular case, this particular defendant has some extreme views about revolutions and things of that nature. The last thing you want to do is put this defendant on the stand, wasting the court's time, wasting the jury's time, put him in a position to start spouting off some things that may really inflame the jury, and then come in the sentencing phase after it's a foregone conclusion that he's going to be found guilty, and somehow ask the jury not to give this guy the death penalty.
I imagine they're facing an uphill battle. Enrique Latoison, our NBC10 legal analyst, thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Here are some of the